Grab those piles of your thrifted frames and let's get to work. Hello everybody and welcome into Emily's Upcycled home. I found this frame in my stash. It has this mirror effect. It is a beautiful frame, I think, as is, but I want to go ahead and change it up. I'm going to add a little paper bag here on the bottom just to save that outer and inner photo area. Now I'm coming in with this beautiful color by Dixie Belle called Olive Wood, and it's just a soft green hue with a little bit of a khaki undertone, but it's mostly that soft green, almost like a sagey color with a little bit more brown. After I add my first coat to my piece, I am going to come in with some matte spray sealer by Rust-Oleum, and I'm going to really make sure this first layer is really attached to this frame because of its slick surface. I'll allow this all to thoroughly dry, and then I'll come in with a second coat, repeating that process of layering up our frame. To continue on, we're going to set aside our frame and come in with our paper here. Now this is just a hymnal page from a vintage music sheet that I am distressing even further. And then I found this pretty ILD bird image from one of my stashes of scraps transfers that I have in a bag. I'm going to go ahead and simply rub that on to our piece using my tool here to help that along, and then pull up my piece as I rub and have that image displayed onto our paper. Once I have that all completed, you want to just go over and burnish that in just a tad. Be very gentle. I tend to pull up my images, and then we have this pretty art piece that we created on our own. Now, I want to add some of the distressing here with some antique wax by Behr, but if you like that sage green color on its own, you can go ahead and just seal up the piece and you add your picture in. But we're going to go ahead and come in with this antique wax here by Behr. I'm just going to simply layer up the wax, feathering it into the full surface of the piece, coming in a little darker around those ribbed raised edges there. Once I have that all feathered in, you want to make sure that you come in and take off any excess with a paper towel or a lint-free rag. Just going to simply rub that into the frame here, and the more you work it, the more smoother you are going to have with your finish here. So I think this is all set for our image. The one thing I forgot to do is kind of measure our image to the backing of our piece. So I went ahead and did that as well. We're going to go ahead and trim up any excess that doesn't land on our piece here. Then we'll go ahead and continue on just by adding everything back into our frame. Now, if you wanted to re-distress those edges, you could, but I just left it as is. And then here is our finished product here. I just love the look of this piece and those birds in the center as our art piece, and the distress paper in the back is just a beautiful cottage vibe that I love. Let me know what you guys think of this one down in the comments. To shop more Fusion, ILD, and Dixie Belle products, please use my affiliate link to Julie's Design and Signs down in that description. It's a one-stop shop with supplies, home decor, and floral as well, with a $9 flat rate shipping, you guys. Save and reuse my link and help my channel here on YouTube. Thank you all for your support. I know you guys see these frames all over the thrift store, but we're going to go ahead and change them up. I just love the detail around this. Now, this is a full wood frame. First of all, I'm going to start and take out the backing of everything, and we are going to simply paint up our frame in this beautiful shade by Fusion. The color is called Eucalyptus. I'm going to shake that up very well because if you've used Fusion paint before, it has its own built-in sealer. So you go ahead and stir that up, and then it's great to use. It goes on so smooth and silky. I just love this paint, and this color is just a beautiful shade. So I'm going to go ahead and layer this up, and I'm going to do the second coat off camera just to save on time and not to bore you guys. But look how beautiful this color looks. And once we have this all thoroughly painted, I'll go ahead and match the back as well. And then I want to come in and distress it. So I'm just using my distress pad here, and we're going to hit those high portions of our frame, just adding some extra detail in here and exposing that darker undertone beneath that green. Now you want a soft like 220 sandpaper here so you don't scratch up your surface. You want to distress, not scratch and gouge your piece. Then I'm going to bring in some waxes. I'm going to use this antique wax by Bear and a black wax by Dixie Belle. And I want to add some feathering and some aging up, especially in those corners with that darker wax. But first of all, come in with this lighter shade of brown from the antique wax by Bear. And I am coming in with a lengthy rag and blending that up thoroughly into our image. Now this will help seal your piece as well, but remember that Fusion paint also has its own built-in sealer. And to get into those corners and give them a little bit more of a grubby effect and a little bit more age and depth, we are going to come in with that black wax by Dixie Belle, layer up those corners, and then blend in that black wax into each piece. I also came in with some bronze gilding wax and added that into the frame as well, layering it with all the other waxes. Coming in with some coffee stained muslin. You can actually buy this at my site at Emily's Upcycled Boutique if you're interested. And some heavy layering of some Mod Podge. We are going to combine the glass and the muslin into making our backing. Now one of the things I like to do with frames is use them just as a pretty background piece and layer them up in my vignettes, and it just gives you a beautiful statement piece that all your little trinkets and vases and other little pieces that you collect throughout your thrifting adventures. Now I come in with my heat tool also just to give this a heat up and help combine both that fabric into that Mod Podge, and then I go ahead and trim everything up. You don't want a lot of fabric to overlap, but you do need some to overlap it around that glass. I'm going to go ahead and hit those corners first, layering them over, and then come in around those edges, also hitting those with Mod Podge. I went ahead and put it on the backing, and then I come back in with a thick layer of Mod Podge and layer that over our fabric. Back again with our heat tool to heat and seal everything up and dry, and then we put everything back together into our frame. Once we put everything back together, this is basically going to stay plain except for this corner here. We're going to come in and embellish it, layering up some different greenery and some fall foliage here. Now these beautiful yellow flowers or hanging bush here comes from that same site with Julie's Designs and Signs. Use that affiliate link down in that description. Come in with some Timu roses, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue layering up the pieces how I have them displayed, just adding some hot glue and layering from the bottom up, arranging and rearranging as I see fit. Now you want to hold pieces in place as your glue sets, because especially with that wax, sometimes you have trouble with everything adhering. So once we have all our pieces in, I'm going to come in with a little bit more of this cocoa liner to cover up that hot mess of glue. And then I decide to add a little bit of this orange into that bouquet as well. And this is called broomcorn, and I actually get it off of Etsy at a shop called Lovin' Mama's Farm. I'm going to go ahead and layer up a bow here, and I want this a little bit of a cottage vibe, so we're just going to do some florals, bringing in all those colors we used on our background piece. Layer up some of that, more of that fabric, that muslin fabric, tie everything in a double knot, and then add that to our surface here with some hot glue. I'm going to come in with a little bit of a button to embellish it, but first we're going to go ahead and trim off any of the length and desired width of the bow and how we want it to land. So come in with that button, and then lastly I bring in my wax brush and kind of age up the edges, blending in further and adding more of an edge piece as well. And here is our finished look for our background piece. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you like these beautiful layered pieces to fit and back up all your little vignettes? Sometimes you just need that pretty background and that larger piece that pulls everything together. Here it is all layered up with the pieces I would put in it, but you guys let me know what you think of this one down in those comments. If you are enjoying my content here on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. For this last piece, I'm going to come in with this frame and some chocolate color shade of paint here by Dixie Belle, and we're going to give this a layer. Now, this is a plastic frame I found in my stash, a vintage one, so it has all these beautiful details and filigree on it that I just couldn't leave behind. So we're going to go ahead and come in with this shade of chocolate. This is going to be our under layer for our top coat. Now I'm going to come in with this beautiful shade of white called Gardenia, also from the Dixie Belle line. We're going to layer this up, and I'm going to start small, layering this up, and then get deeper and heavier with my layers as I go, getting into all the little crevices, but not worrying about a full coverage, because we're going to come in and give this a little bit of a distressed look. So we want some of that brown peeking through as well. Now remember, all this is personal preference. You can leave the brown, you can just paint it white, you can have left this at the thrift store, but I'm going to come in and we're going to give this a beautiful transformation that I feel that you guys will love at the end. Coming in with just a little piece of sandpaper, concentrating on the edges of the piece. Now you notice that I didn't fully coverage on those pieces of the filigree either. Went a little bit too deep right there. So all you do is bring in your gardenia paint once again and layer that up. Now with this copper wax, I'm going to go ahead and hit all those filigree edges on the four corners of this frame, bringing out more of that detailing in the piece and adding another layer of texture and color to this simple frame here. Now go ahead and repeat that process to all four corners, and you see how it's just changing just slightly. And then with that leftover wax on my brush, I'm going to hit all those edges and give it a little bit of depth as well, making that square of the pieces and of the frame a little bit more pronounced. Go over lightly the rest of the piece as well, just to kind of help seal that in. And then we'll move on to the next step, which is this beautiful piece of fabric from a vintage tablecloth that was pretty beat up. So I went ahead and cut a strip off, and then we're going to go ahead and layer this to the back of the piece. I'm going to cut this to size and shape that I need, and with our glue gun, we're going to go ahead and add some glue and place this firmly to the back of our piece. Now I did trim this piece, but when I put it on, I still had a lot of excess, so who knows what happened. Maybe I put it on the wrong way, but I'm going to start with one side first, putting that glue all the way down on the edge of the piece, laying my fabric on top, and then repeating that process for the edges, doing both edges at the same time, making sure I pull that fabric tight. Once both edges are in, the fabric's tight, we'll go ahead and finish off that third one. The third side, layering in that glue as well. Gonna give this a minute to set and dry, and then we'll come in and do all the edges, add a little bit extra glue where it's needed, and trim off any of the fabric where it's needed as well. Now I'm a lace girl, but this does not have to be lace. It could be wood, it could be just find a glass that fits back in there, put your pictures in there. But I like birds in fall too. So we're going to go ahead with the bird theme, coming in with that cocoa liner. And this, how I layer this up, just kind of reminds me of how summer into fall kind of transitions, and you start seeing greens and browns and yellows all together because nature is changing in colors. So this kind of reminds me of that, where we're bringing in those browns and yellows with the faded out, dried kind of look of the nest and the cocoa liner, and then of course that romantic color feel with the roses. And then we'll come back in, filling it up the piece with those beautiful fall foliage that you can also get with my affiliate link. And don't forget, I'll have that link down in that description for you guys. So we're going to just trim some of this bush off, and then I'm just going to layer in these fall foliage pieces where I see. I'm kind of want them to trail on the bottom and then trail onto the top like a little trellis, and then go ahead and tack them with that hot glue wherever they need it. Now I want to layer in still that greenery because it's a little bit of a transition from one season to the next. And I'm just going to tack these little pieces of greenery, and good way to hide those glue piles that you kind of make a mess underneath everything. So we're just going to go ahead and add these pieces, especially to those parts that are a little bit more messy than the rest. So go ahead and tuck in those greenery pieces. And then I think this piece is done. I think this is just a beautiful piece to layer up with other little pumpkins. This is a pumpkin that I made out of a spool with a little spindle top, but it's just a different vintage vibe, a softer vibe for fall. But let me know if this style is yours and this is the style that you like in your home. Don't forget, you can shop my items over at Emily's Upcycled Boutique, which is my Facebook shopping page. New inventory drops are every Friday. Here are these finished pieces. I hope all these frames and transformations inspire you to create. Go in your stash, get those frames I know everybody thrifts, and transform them for yourself. New inventory drop coming this Friday. All posts are scheduled for 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So mark your calendars and schedule your time. We have a mixture of fall decor pieces, a lot of wood tones and darker tones coming into play for transitioning into fall. For this drop here, I'm pretty sure there'll be more added, so come check me out at Emily's Upcycled Boutique. Well, friends, that's the end of our video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, friends.